Ray Ray, all day. Ray Ray, all day. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Thank you. Now enjoy the show. Hey y'all, thanks for tuning in. We are back with another episode of Southern Charm, Season 9, Episode 9 with my girl, E's Pop Culture Opinion. Welcome. Hey girl.
Hey, everybody. Thank you for having me.
Yes, welcome as always. In our little prep, I really don't think we're gonna be here because it was not a big old to do episode. So, hey y'all, it ain't gonna be long. It's really not, but of course, it was some good stuff. It was some good stuff. Um, you know, uh, it was one thing that I really liked about how mature Olivia's handling all of this, and I'm just really hoping that they can, be better. But I don't know because we've seen some things on other on other shows about it. So, but we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it. Now, of course, Taylor. Everybody's up in the wilderness, in middle of nowhere, child. And Taylor's family having a breakfast, and Olivia comes. Girl, wasn't that a surprise?
What, that she came?
About during that whole conversation, I thought things were going to be totally different, but it turned out what it turned out. Olivia wasn't
Oh,
even.
Olivia just being like, I'm just too uncomfortable to even be here. Like, well,
Yeah.
yeah, I guess it is weird to go up with the plan to stay with someone if you kind of knew in your heart you had no trust for them.
Right.
So I just thought, I do think to your point, it was a mature conversation. I would not have been that calm personally. But it was awkward. It was white
It,
girl awkward.
it really was. And earlier in the episodes, we were talking about. Well, I know I was really flat. Look, I was flabbergasted because I apparently Olivia and Austin had enough of a relationship for all of this to be happening, because in the beginning, like I said, with episode 1, what happened? Because I blinked and they weren't together anymore. I swear I blinked.
You're
I,
right.
I mean, a whole lot must have been going on.
Well, I think what Olivia realized and was truly hurt about is that during the reunion, Taylor was urging Olivia to, stick it with Austin, and Austin was
Right.
apparently telling Taylor that he loved her, and so she was kind of the go-between. And then, according to the timeline, they literally kissed like 2 or 3 days later, and then were confused enough about the kiss that they consulted each of them consulted a sibling about what should we do. And Olivia's like, screw you, friend, that's way too close. Like, how can I
True.
ever trust you? Because the 48 hours before, you're telling me that Austin loves me. 48 hours later, you're making out with him, contemplating if you should have your own shot. And as a friend, that's not a sister before Mr. Hoe before bro attitude.
It really
Just
wasn't. I
so
mean,
I
yeah.
yeah.
Girl,
And Taylor had nothing for that. And that's why Olivia left.
and I don't blame her.
Mm-mm.
I mean, hey, it could be because we've been there, done that, so to speak. We
Right.
understand all of this mess. We're the aunties.
Right.
And we have a clear understanding about what all this means, really, because we never would have done that, encouraging each other while one of us is, slobbing on
No,
something.
listen, I can
Hey,
honestly say I've been put in more than one situation where that could have, you know what I mean, like hit on very quickly after a breakup, or this is someone that my friend likes kind of thing.
yes, we have
And
lived.
I can genuinely say that I always kind of had a code about that. I was like, oh, I'm not doing that. I'm
We
doing
have
that.
lived, okay?
Yeah.
We have lived our lives and still living and know better. OMG. But like
Mm-hmm.
you mentioned, Taylor wasn't having it. I didn't think it, Olivia wasn't having it.
Mm-mm.
Taylor definitely was not expecting Olivia to say to leave. I mean, she came in with bad,
No.
but to further go into a little bit, I believe Olivia was looking for something for Taylor to tell her. She was, I don't know what that could have been, because it seemed like her mind was made up and she was looking for Taylor to change her mind with whatever
Yeah.
Taylor could say. I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
come up with
Yes.
more of an authentic tear filled something that would really help Olivia understand why you did what you did, because like she said, it just doesn't make sense.
Well,
And
I
she
think also
thinks that they went further.
Well, I think also too, she had suspicions that the timeline between what happened and Taylor encouraging Olivia to, stick with it with Austin, and Austin was actually like texting with her, and like, there was this moment in time where Olivia really thought they were going to give their relationship a shot
Yeah.
based on what people were telling her. And then I think she, like I said, I think she suspected after the news came out that that was very close to it. And then when Taylor confirmed that the timeline was indeed that hurtful, she was like, how can I trust you? And Taylor didn't realize that the severity of that point, and had nothing for her. And like you said, Olivia was looking for her to have something that would be enough to make her able to stay, and Taylor failed it even
Mm-hmm.
worse, because she was like, oh yeah, right, like I literally kissed him like 2 days after I told you he loved you.
That's crazy.
That part matters, Taylor, in the story.
Girl.
Yeah.
Well, after all that debacle, Olivia was like, well, hey guys, what y'all doing? Let me come over there and
How
shoot the
much do you
shit.
want to think that might have been her plan the whole time?
I was thinking that's where
Yeah,
she really wanted to go anyway.
exactly.
The more non-problematic group of folks, because and then she had the audacity to just be so smug towards Taylor once she got there and was just kind of over it. But then you're fraternizing with Austin. I
I think
don't.
she wanted to go see Austin, because I really don't think that
Mm,
Olivia's fully over that yet, especially she went over to his house and kissed his chest.
I don't
So,
think she's over it either, considering she on my okay, the
right.
Bragate. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So so she goes over after the guys have a good fun night. It's the next day from all the shenanigans and eating burgers and whatnot, and talking crap about each other in each other's rooms. So
Mm-hmm.
they finally get up and they go fly fishing. Didn't catch not one fish. Did I think JT slipped and fell in the water, and he the only one that's all wet up and toe up. Your favorite
Of
on the
course
show.
he is. Of course he is.
And so by the time they're done with all that, they go to the winery, and that's when Olivia meets up with them, and she's just hanging out and saying hi to everybody and whatnot, and you know just having a good old time, or trying to have a good old time with them, and they're just doing guy stuff. Perhaps Olivia should just went back home, in my opinion. So what do you think?
I I think she had a plan to meet up with them the whole time. Um, Going up there. You know
Mm,
what I mean? And I do think that she
Tyson?
maybe would have stayed with Taylor's family had their conversation gone differently, but I think ultimately she either fully intended to never stay there or was kind of like, okay, good, you gave me enough reason to go where I want to go, which is where I get attention from dudes.
Yeah, because she has a couple of options there.
Exactly. Exactly.
And hey, it is what it is. I mean,
Awkward. Yeah, we'll get to that.
okay. So, in the meanwhile, Craig is, been out of shape because he's trying to make sure Paige is getting her Valentine's gift. However, he's talking about taking the next step with Paige, and he wants to, you know, make her miss, what was his last name? Mr. Who?
Conover.
Conover.
Craig Conover.
Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah.
he wants to make her Mrs. Paige Conover, which is pretty cool, contemplating things. And, he is the most mature one on this show next to Rod and JT.
He's walked back this storyline so many times in the interviews he's done for the show. He's like, Paige and I are in a great place. We realize, I kind of have changed my mind since how I act. So he was prepping everyone for this scene because I think that,
Mm.
this is the one thing that he is like worried about with protecting his relationship now because he's been talking about we're just slowing down, we're enjoying ourselves, we're not in any rush, da 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 da, which is fine. I know he loves her. I could see them getting married, but I think that the thing I like about Paige is she's like, I love you, I see a future, but I am a successful Bravo celebrity right now on Summer House. You have Southern Charm. We are one of those Bravo couples that people like. We're going to ride the wheels off this until, we're going to get our own wedding special when I'm ready to do that. All of that stuff,
I was just gonna say I see all of that for them.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
see the wedding. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I can see them being long term Bravo celebrities. I haven't
Yep.
seen her show yet, but I'm getting more, acclimated into her, and I kind
Right.
of like her, especially I like her for Craig. They work so well together, and he's so mature and she's so mature. I can see them, as long as Bravo has them, hello, I can
Yes.
see them making a long-term thing, and possibly, being that Bravo couple that makes it their own. You know what I'm saying? They're
Like
both
a successful spin-off.
right. It
Mm-hmm.
kind of reminds me a little bit about Bethany when she had hers back in the day with her and her ex. Even though he wasn't a Bravo celebrity, she made an impact with her, by being on the show and having her own couple of shows after that, spinoffs.
Mm-hmm.
But for both of them to be Bravo celebrities, because I haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen or heard of any other couple that met on two different Bravo shows and kind of, made a conglomerate and got together, so I really hope it works out for them, that they can make this at least 7 more years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I think that and that's what Craig was talking about in interviews as well, is that, you know what, we want to make it. We want to actually last. We don't want to rush things,
Yeah.
you know, they don't want to be, yeah. So, they're moving along nicely. Good for them.
Yeah, I like them. I do.
Yeah, me too.
So we're looking at this, and everyone is getting comfortable and going headed back towards Shep's family home, and of course we know Taylor's coming. She brings that beer or whatever, those coolers, and as a little gift for everybody, and everybody's winding down and everything. And I didn't know she was gonna spend a night, but okay. um Everybody has their respective rooms and everything, and again Taylor's a little perturbed. But what surprised me was when Rod made a play for Olivia. After hearing all of that, I
Yeah, I
was
know.
so sure he was not going to do that, but he did.
Yeah, he did. He did. And that's why Rod's not sexy. No, I'm just kidding.
And struck
Um,
out. Better, better,
well,
strike.
I mean, they were, I think, all pretty drunk, or many of them were very drunk from the winery and whatnot, as we come to discover later. But ooh, holy awkward. Like, yeah, I mean, I guess part of me understands that he is trying to, like, assert himself in the situation, I guess. But
Mhm.
it's just clearly a misread of all kinds, because she's not giving you any indicators that that's something that she wants, especially if she's having to explain to you why her bra was at Austin's house.
And why is that so comfortable to do?
That's not the kind of conversation you have that leads you to go, we should just be exclusive.
Hello? Hello?
I mean, that was the same. Like, I just was like, wrong read. Whoa,
I
whoa,
mean,
sir.
like,
I'm like,
hello?
oh, you're a dork. That's it. That's what it is. I see. Okay. This is, yeah.
Yeah,
You're
I
kind of
don't
a
know.
dork. A little dorky there. That was dorky. And, you know, he's the type of man that will make someone incredibly happy. But in the case of him and Olivia, I think because she's dated scumbag Austin, he's just not her type.
I was hoping he was until that Brawgate situation, because that's telling what Austin described
Mm-hmm.
was not a girl who doesn't want any type
Yeah, yeah.
of of relationship other than platonic. Because I'm not taking my, obviously they've had sex, Austin and Olivia. That's, to me, that's obvious, because she's taking off her underwear in his home. And the fact that she's comfortable with leaving it there, either she's done it before or she's giving him a, to me, at the start off the rip, that was a signal.
Well, why didn't you do it with Rod? Why didn't you go to Rod's house and watch movies? If you like want to be comforted by someone that you emotionally care about,
That part.
like if you guys are dating and you're both attracted to one another and you're genuinely livid with Austin,
That
like
part.
why aren't you seeking comfort from Rod? Why aren't you saying, thank you for caring about me, Austin, but you are a scumbag and this dude that I'm dating, that I'm into, is going to take care of me? That's not, none of that is, all of that is very clear indicators that Olivia is mad at Austin and definitely hurt. And I appreciate that, but she's not ready to stand behind her words. And she secretly is still into him, or at least conflicted about it.
Or,
And in a moment of
she's
weakness,
stigmatized.
wanted his physical comfort.
She's stigmatized.
I guess. I mean,
I mean, hey,
I don't get
the
it, but all right.
hey, it happens.
I'm just
Brought.
wondering what it is about Austin.
I knew off rip when she left that bra over there. I know her mind was thinking sex with Austin. Period. Because ain't no woman gonna leave her bra, take her bra off, if if she wasn't thinking sex with Austin.
And then her explanation was even weird to Rod or to the confessional where she's like, Austin said my bra, and I said, oh, just throw it away. And it's like, what
Throw it
was
away.
that? What kind of awkward, like, why don't you just walk back in the house and get it? Like,
She wanted him to
why?
touch it.
I don't even know. Listen, the whole thing is a clear indication that Rod should not say exclusive.
Hello.
That's what it was. And
Hello.
that was
Hello.
so that's why he's friends with JT. Okay?
And I'm sure JT is telling him in the background, dude, what are you doing?
Oh no, I don't even know. I think JT's going, assert yourself, man. You guys like each other, then let her know. I don't want any more. Oh my god, I'm kind of doing an imitation of him. Let her know you don't want her seeing other people. Make Austin like back down, man.
Okay.
Because he doesn't like Austin. You can tell.
Oh yeah, for sure. He's over that type of mess because he's messing
Yeah.
with his friend Taylor that he likes too.
Right.
But speaking of Taylor, okay, so apparently what's his name? Shep loses ping pong, right?
Right.
And Taylor makes a little fun of him and he's, butthurt, and they go back and forth, they go at it, and she brings up him sleeping around on her, and he said, yeah, it was fun too. Oh, why did he say that?
Because he was in that foul, angry little child mood that he gets in when he gets too drunk, that we've seen him do to her before, that we've seen him do to other women, where the elitist, misogynistic, piece of crap rich kid comes out and the gross Shep that nobody likes makes an appearance. The fact that he was ripping into her because he lost the dumbest shit ever, but at the same time, that's the sign that he's not worth arguing or speaking to or doing anything with, because
Hello.
he's blackout. You know what I mean? Because he's just gone with the wind. You know what I mean? Not saying that excuses it, but having been in a relationship with him, she certainly knows that. I think everybody was very drunk that night, clearly, which is why, people ended up doing what they did. But he's such a piece of crap when he's drunk like that. It's just so obvious in the way that he lashes out in the meanest way possible over the dumbest stuff. However, everybody knows that's like Shep, evil Shep. Like, just leave that alone. You know what I mean? Although I will say, I think that the way that the guys handled it was hilarious, right?
Okay.
Hilarious and like kind of adorable. And like, I hate to say this because like Shep's being a douche, right? And they know he's in like angry Shep mode. And then he goes after Austin, and then Austin's like, I was wondering when you were gonna come and get me, man. And then Craig's like, he's had it bottled up. You know what I mean? Like, it was hilarious. I thought it was really funny, and it shows why the three of them were honestly still good friends.
Yeah.
It was cute. And then
Yeah, because I in the midst of all of that, I think Shep knew what he was doing, so he was, that I think that's how he came down so quickly. He was kind of already there, but he just needed to get that out because he's a butthole.
Yeah, and I think he like took the out too. I think when they said you've had that bottle, I think he's like, it really doesn't bother me that you guys made out. I'm really just mad about ping pong, but I'm gonna jump on this ship and I'm gonna use it, right? But they're hilarious because Austin's good enough to be like, I was waiting. I knew you were gonna get me. Like, he knew that he wasn't as cool with it ultimately as he purported to be, right? I thought that was a funny, like, honestly kind of cute. I would hate to be on the other side. I would hate to be a girl involved in that bromance, you know what I mean? But I also think it was really funny the way that they all kind of like went with it because they know each other well enough, It's funny.
Okay, it really was. But now the next night after all that, what's her name? Olivia's looking for her toothbrush, and she
Oh,
finds a picture of her in Austin's overnight bag. Oh, isn't that cute? So now
that
that
felt fake.
I think that made her gander go up, because I think she's feeling like, okay, he misses me. So
Yes. But here's the thing. I feel literally like that was set up. I felt so fake because of Olivia. The way she walked into that bathroom. Oh, my stuff's in the other bathroom. Let me see. Going through Austin's bag and then happens to find this picture. I swear to you, I think production told her, go in the bathroom and go through Austin's stuff. And like saw the picture. I just do not believe that didn't happen without some construction. It felt fake as hell.
Well, I believe she likes him. That's why she went through his stuff, because if she
Yeah.
didn't, I'm not going through my ex's stuff if I don't like him.
Yeah, if I
I
need a
don't
toothbrush,
give
I'm
a
not going through
doggone
his
what's in
stuff.
his stuff. Hello.
Mm-mm. No, it just, and I think regardless of what the intention was, whether it was planted or not, or if that actually happened, which I do not believe, like organically, I think what they're trying to do is strengthen the fact that Olivia's not over Austin
Right.
and conflict and wants there to be a reason to kind of,
Right. Right. She wants
so
more from Austin, and she's afraid to admit it because of
yes.
all the hoopla that her best friend has gotten then all of them into, and she can't trust, but then she wants him still. And I think it's a little trauma bonding in a way because of losing her brother, and
Right.
she's always talking about, well, we have more in common now. No. Let's not make that a bonding moment because both of you lost siblings. That's
Yeah.
sick. In my opinion, it's a bad circumstance, and I feel sorry for both of them. So what? So now that Taylor lost her sibling, all three of y'all can get in the bed together? Is that what we're doing?
I think Austin has this weird pathology because you saw he wasn't even happy about Rod dating Olivia. You know what I mean? And if she doesn't matter to you, why are you
That's
tripping
just
the way that
ego.
you? It is, but I think that that's part of Austin. The problem is that Austin makes you feel like, with the attention he gives in order for his ego, makes you feel special. You right, and then makes you want that kind of attention from him again, even though he's like honestly telling Rod, like, I know I'm gonna hurt her, like I won't, be good to her, which is like, how can two things like that exist? How can you not have enough desire to, be with her enough to stop your friend from dating her, but yet it still like bothers you and you could have the opportunity to have something with her.
Right.
Anyway.
Yeah. But what was funny is, so after a little more investigation from Olivia, she finds that Shep is in Taylor's room. She sees the dogs outside whimpering, like, oh, I want to go in, but I can't.
Right.
And now she's telling everybody, oh, well, Shep slept in Taylor's room. And everybody's like, oh, here we go. Oh, they gonna fight. Even if they didn't do anything, it's like all of this where everybody is just intertwined sexually really bothers me. It's but either let them cheat in peace, or again, it's the same old thing. Let folks cheat in peace. Leave it alone. It's too messy. It's just too thick to get into. But then they kind of make a joke about them just smooching and whatnot. Okay, like they really didn't have sex. Do you believe that?
I think that part of the problem with having a relationship on a reality show is that when you break up, you can't get away from one another to have the normal kind of like get over it and move on and all of
Yeah.
that. And I think everyone had too much to drink. I think she went into his room. I think they smooch very likely did more. Shep did look kind of totally dressed though, like the way he was the night before. And I think they were really hammered. But regardless, I think that them ending up in bed together shows that it's just not healthy to be around your ex that soon after a breakup like that.
Hey, all he had to do was flip that part
Right.
down. It wasn't no big it wasn't no big
Yes.
deal.
Like I said, I just think that they were,
Oh Lord, I'm thinking about something.
yes,
Like I said, we have lived our
true,
lives.
you know. And maybe they did and he doesn't even remember, because I mean
Okay,
everybody was getting close to the brown or the blacks out,
girl. But I think next week they're going to be a blow up again because I remember what a trailer mentioning how Taylor and Shep was arguing really bad in that room. So I think next week is going to be big.
All right, well,
Another blow up. But it is what it is,
ooh,
right?
I look forward to it, and all I have to say is I better find out that Shep and Taylor kissed, or that Austin and Taylor did actually do it, because otherwise this is way too much drama for a kiss.
Hello. And with that said, that was episode 9, season 9, Southern Charm. Again, thank you for joining me. I love it when we talk about these crazy kids and folks because man, they sure do have a lot for us to talk about. Okay. Any last
Okay,
words, mamas?
just thank you for having me, and thank you all for tuning in.
All right, so we'll see you next time. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share, and let us know what you thought about the episode. Here's the outro, y'all.